sit on me.
Hi!
Hello to my dear friends, how are you? I had this fabulous question from Justin that I already asked one CNA and made a video, but I'm going to ask Regina the same question because I thought the question was great. I love the answer that we got from Taylor, and I know Regina has how many years of experience?
30 plus.
She has 30 plus years of experience, so I thought her answer might be different enough that you would appreciate hearing from her. How does that sound?
Sounds fine.
Okay. So the question is, how were you trained with incontinence, and how has it changed as you're in the home? Like, have you figured out your own little tricks and things that make incontinence easier? So, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Well, there's a big difference with facility care and home care. Home care, you're more one-on-one with people, and everybody has their own way of doing things. So you have to be more understanding, more open to suggestions, and that's the biggest thing I've learned about home care. This is my second time doing home care. With the incontinence, everybody has different products that they use. Some are good, some are bad. So you kind of have to find a happy middle when you're using incontinence products. Some people use layers like you do. Some people change every 2 hours or when they feel like they need to. A lot of people just use a pull-up. It's kind of where you're at with your daily routine. Everybody's daily routine is different. So you have to, when you're doing home care, you have to expect different days. Not every day is the same. Now, Micah has a pretty structured routine, which is awesome, but not a lot of people do. So you have to learn to follow. When you're doing home care, you got to learn to try to make a routine that's daily, that you guys have. I wish everybody has a routine like Micah does.
Really, I didn't know that you like that routine.
I do. I do like the routine. I'm a routine. I like to follow a strict routine.
Okay, cool.
With my job. Now, without my job, it's a whole different set of circumstances. But doing stuff like Micah does, it's very, the word I'm looking for is, it's easier on us. She knows what she has to do. She tries to talk you out of it. And every day, I'll get walking down the hallway. No! Like, really? You know you got to do it. And we do it anyways, don't we? We do it anyways, don't we? Because it's on the program to do it that way. So you have to have a routine, and you have to like your job. And I am a people person. So share isn't my word. Helping is my word.
Ah. Yeah, that's a good,
Help is my word. So I like to help people. This is why I've been doing this for 30 plus years.
Right.
So.
Was dealing with incontinence difficult when you first started out as a CNA? Was it uncomfortable to you at all?
Well, back when I first started, we didn't have the universal precautions that we have now. So we were.
What does that mean? What's a universal?
Universal precautions means you use gloves, you use whatever you need to. When I first started as CNA, we didn't use gloves.
Okay.
We did everything just with our hands. So.
Oh wow! I never even thought about that.
Yeah,
that sounds awful.
Long time ago. I've been around the world a couple times.
Wow, you have been, yeah.
Yeah, and then when I redid my certification a few years ago, like 20 plus years ago, they made us be a resident or be a patient in a hospital. So we had to do things like when I had to be the patient, and we worked as a team. So we had somebody else being the CNA, and I was a patient. And I had a stroke. I was blind. Couldn't use my left arm. They had to feed us, they had to change us, and that was kind of an interesting thing with the incontinence thing. We were wearing a swimsuit, but they had different things in the briefs. Like one brief had sand in it, one brief had pudding in it.
That's so gross.
It's gross, but it gives you an idea what somebody is doing. Like Micah can't say, "Hey, I've got to go potty." She'll just, she'll be incontinent, and then we take her and change her. But a lot of people can tell you when they have to go, and if you're in a facility, you're crazy busy all the time. But with home care, you get to know how people are and stuff that they do. And if Micah gives me a certain look, I know we got to get to the bathroom quick. You know, and sometimes she'll just sit there, and sometimes when we're in the bathroom, she'll sit there and she'll go, no. And I'm like, you just had 2 big glasses of water. You need to try again. And a lot of times on the second time of me saying that, she will absolutely go. But back to my original story, that when I went through CNA training the second time, it was very different because we got to experience what somebody would experience with, say, a new stroke or being blind or having a cataract. I mean, there was 1,000 different variations, but it was kind of cool to actually be put in that place of a patient to experience. Well, you know, they'll come back and turn your call up. I'll be right back, and you don't see them for an hour. Or you'll be right back and say, you know, hey, I have 12 lights going off. What do you need? And I will take care of it, and then I'll be right back. I've said that to hundreds of patients, and I'm sorry that I ever said that to you. But, you know, when you're in a facility, when you're in home care, is a very big difference. And I worked facilities for 20 plus years. So I've seen both ends of the spectrum. It was kind of interesting to be put into being the patient. You know, you have to wait for everything. Like if you can't get up and go say, hey, I gotta go potty and get out of bed, you can't do it. If you've had a stroke or you need a lot of assistance, you depend on the nurses and the CNAs to help you. And that's a big part of life when you're in a facility. So you have to wait. And patience patience is very, very thin there some days, you know. Have had my lights on for 20 minutes. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm right here. What can I do? What can I do for you? Then another thing is, before you leave anybody's room when you're in a facility, is there anything else I can do? That's always been key to me, because somebody will irreparably get out in the hallway, light comes right back on. You know, you always think, well, why didn't they tell me? You didn't ask. So
And they forgot.
Or patience, help, patience. That's been a hard lesson for me to learn. I don't have a lot of patience with a lot of people, but I've learned over the years to develop that.
So where would you rate your patient skill now after 30 plus years based on
About
comparing?
a 9. About a 9 out
So
of a
you've gone-
scale of 1 to 10. I started out as a 3, so I've climbed.
Yeah, you've climbed quite a bit.
Not all days are good. Not all days are bad.
Right.
So you have to find a happy medium every day.
Right.
And you have to work through that day. You know, not every day when I come in here, Micah's in a good mood. Sometimes she's mad and throwing stuff. And
Micah.
aren't you? Sometimes you're just not happy, are you? Especially when it's Saturday. You don't get to go nowhere. You're bored. Right? Yep. So, you know, every day is different, and you get really close to people. And that's why I think I'm a people person. So that's why help is my word. To use your expression, to help is a good word.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, I would say, I would agree and say that help is her one word. She does things like take the kitchen trash out because the boys didn't do it, or she washes dishes, or she's always doing something that's helpful. And something that's kind of funny is she's very, very observant.
Thank you.
So if I can't find something, I'll say, Regina, have you seen such and such laying around the house? And a lot of times she knows exactly where it is. It's really funny. Well, thank you very much for sharing with us today.
Absolutely.
And being so helpful.
Peace.
I will look to the hills from whence cometh my help, for my help cometh from the Lord. Ask me some more questions, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.